Instructions for high-capability practitioners of the highest caliber.
Once you have a good realization of the nature of your mind, once you know for certain that the nature of your mind is boundless and inexpressible, how will you maintain it? If you are a high-capability practitioner of the highest caliber, you know that whether the mind is abiding in the natural state, or whether the mind is moving, it is no other than mind. You know that when mind is abiding it is empty, and when it is moving it is empty. This means that you know that when the mind moves, that is, when thoughts arise, it does not affect the nature of the mind. When you are abiding in the nature of mind, many different thoughts arise. Thoughts arise because your mind, in addition to being boundless and inexpressible, is full of power and energy, and that power and energy create, display, and dissolve thoughts unceasingly. Your mind is active and busy, this is part of its nature. But even though thoughts keep arising, nothing changes regarding the nature of your mind. The nature of your mind is empty, and the nature of thought is empty too. If you look into the heart of any thought that arises, that thought will dissolve on the spot. Even if you don't do anything at all, the thought will still dissolve. That is why the great master Guru Padmasambhava said that thoughts move through the mind like wind moves through the sky. The wind moves through the sky in different directions and at different speeds, stopping and starting, always unpredictable. The wind cannot be separated from the sky, and the sky remains unaffected by the wind. Therefore the high-capability practitioner of the highest caliber experiences no difference between abiding and movement. When the mind moves it is fine, and when the mind is still it is fine. There are no categories and no choices to be made within and for the minds of such practitioners. Observe this for yourself. When you are meditating, how long can your mind abide? Then, when your mind moves, does that movement disturb you or not? When your mind moves and you are not disturbed, this means you are a high-capability practitioner of the highest caliber. In other words, when you do not experience the slightest difference between stillness and thought, when it is all the same for you, you are at the peak of the Dzogchen mountain. At that time you can practice in the busiest, most chaotic places, for instance, in Times Square in New York City or in the railway stations in India. The Dzogchen teachings say that when your realization is strong, being in such turbulent places is not disruptive at all. Rather, it serves to enhance and deepen your practice. When this is your experience, you are in the wisdom state. All your perceptions are wisdom perceptions. All your conceptions are wisdom conceptions. All your thoughts are wisdom display. You have the same realization as Buddha Shakyamuni, Guru Padmasambhava, and all the great masters, such as Guru Dorji, Sri Singha, and Longchenpa. The great masters do not make distinctions. Their realization is profound and unshakable. For them everything is the display of the true nature. Thoughts and emotions may arise for a time due to habitual patterns, but for these practitioners all such mental events are instantly liberated into the natural state. Emotions and thoughts, however strong, cannot bind them because they instantly merge into the great emptiness state. By way of example, the teachings say that if you are being tied by ropes, the ropes catch fire and burn to ashes. It is impossible to be bound. Thoughts and emotions may come, but they are expressions or reflections of emptiness. This is the teaching of the Prajnaparamita, Madhyamaka, Mahamudra, and Dzogchen. Therefore great Dzogchen practitioners do not accept and reject. There is nothing to figure out and nothing to choose, everything is the display and expression of the natural state. At this point in the text, Master Patrul Rinpoche quotes Orgen Rinpoche, the precious one from Orgen, which is one of Guru Padmasambhava's names, who said, "The nature of thought is Dharmakaya." Dharmakaya is a synonym for emptiness. Guru Padmasambhava is saying there is no difference between thought and emptiness. Thought is emptiness. The great masters who have this realization transcend all limitations. Their minds are utterly open and free, which is why they can effortlessly perform miracles. Owing to their great compassion, they will say and do anything at all that will inspire us to seek and find the freedom that they embody. These miraculous words and deeds are known as manifestations of crazy wisdom. These manifestations are crazy from our perspective. How can a human being fly unaided through the sky? How can someone walk on water, appear in several places at once, or live for thousands of years? Our regimented minds say, impossible. To these great masters, however, nothing is impossible.